Hey y'all, Lovey here. Hubby's not in this one because he had to go to bed. He has to be at work in the morning. Hopefully I'll be back at work soon. As soon as my ankle and foot has healed completely. But anyway, this has nothing to do with what we're going to talk about. But this is just a quick little video because I was thinking about something. But real quick, if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. Comment your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Like always, we'll be conversating with y'all as well. Hubby and I both will. All the things, and we greatly appreciate it so much. And of course, thank you so very much to all of our subscribers that's been with us from the very beginning all the way to now. We love seeing y'all's comments when people comment, hey, from subscriber number 58 or whatever, because we haven't even been on YouTube a year and we've grown this much and we are so truly grateful for it. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to all of our new subscribers. Welcome. We truly appreciate you joining our family and channel, and we truly hope that you continue to love and appreciate our content. But anyway, I was thinking, y'all know several weeks ago we covered Gypsy Rose Blanchard's Rolling Stone article, the whole entire article. And I forget what it's titled because it was several weeks ago and I can't remember all of our titles, neither can hubby, but it was something like Gypsy Rose Rolling Stone magazine article or something like that. But we do have that video on our channel if y'all want to see the whole article. But this is an excerpt from the article which has to do with what I was thinking about. But she was just now talking about, she was just talking about in the article how she's now learning how to pay bills. And this was right after she had to go off of social media, and she says it was to live a more private life when we really know that it was because Parole made her do it, or parole officer made her do it. And we know that because we talked to her parole officer, and that's on our channel. For those of you who haven't seen that video where hubby and I talked to her parole officer and her parole officer's supervisor, that video is on our channel as well. And that one is titled Gypsy's PO, the questions we got and the answers that, the questions we asked and the answers that we got. But anyway, and we're planning on doing an update as soon as we get to talk to the state parole board again. So that video will be coming. Anyway, she was talking about how she's finally learning how to pay bills and all of that and do laundry and, control a budget and all of that she didn't learn growing up, allegedly. So that's what she was talking about before this. And then she wrote, or she didn't write, but then she said to the Rolling Stone person that was interviewing her at her house, at Daddy Rod and Krusty Christie's house, Gypsy said, I did express that I would like to make amends for what my mom did, and I got rejected. Well, number one, it wasn't just what your mom did, it was what you did as well, as a grown adult. You are a part of the cons and stuff as well, okay? And you knew it. Anyway, it goes on to say, and I got rejected. She tells me, that's the Rolling Stones interviewer saying that. I've found that not everybody forgives. A spokesperson for Habitat for Humanity did not respond to a request for comment. Well, Dip knows that she has posted the emails on TikTok. We've showed those to y'all as well in the past, on past videos on our channel, where she wrote to Habitat for Humanity asking if her and Ryan, and this is when she had just gotten out of prison and she hadn't separated from him yet, asking if her and Ryan could come and volunteer for them. Well, she wanted to make a donation or something, I believe, and I think that got, rejected or something. No, I take that back. I apologize, y'all. She simply asked if she could come and volunteer, if her and Ryan could come and volunteer with them. And they told her very politely in the email, no thank you, we don't need any help right now, we're not looking to be filmed or anything like that. Our volunteers, we are trusted very much, we have a lot of trust in them, yada yada, those kind of things. And saying that, we don't want to invade anyone's privacy by filming them. Really, she was just wanting this done for season 1 of her documentary, Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. And, season 2 airs on March 10th, which we'll be covering on our channel as well, for those of you who don't know. But regardless, anyway, she didn't ask to do this out of the kindness of her heart. It was really her wanting to do this to be filmed. Just like she made a small donation, and that's what I was about to say a second ago, just like she made a small donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation that her and her mother stole money from and stole trips from and everything from other kids who actually were terminally ill and needed it. And Lifetime was there filming her for season 1 when she made that small donation. Then she had the nerve to get onto TikTok and on a live and actually rant and get pissy and get all pissed off because they didn't put it in the show. She was so mad that they didn't put in the show her making a small donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And she literally ranted about it on her own live on TikTok. Can y'all believe that? So she was only wanting to do this to be filmed. So it has nothing to do with people not wanting to forgive her or anything like that. It had to do with them trying to protect people's privacy that volunteers with them for the Habitat for Humanity. But the article goes on to say, and I'm just reading a little excerpt out of it, but it goes on to say, she also understands that there appears to be a disconnect between saying she wants a private and quiet life with her burgeoning career as a social media influencer and reality TV star. Dip, you are not a star, number 1. And number 2, you are not an influencer, okay? Stop dreaming. It's time to wake up now. The only thing you do is influence bad things. You know that young girls and teenagers follow you, preteens and teenagers follow you, and even young adults that are 19, 20, 21 years old follow you, and you are nothing but a bad influence to them. And we've showed y'all examples of that on our channel. It is wild. If y'all haven't seen those videos of Gypsy is an influencer, question mark, exclamation mark, and Gypsy is a bad influence, those videos that are titled like that on our channel, y'all really should go watch them. They're wild. But that's all you are, Gyp. Blanchard has recently stayed in the headlines on gossip sites thanks to her posting the results of a paternity test. You got that right, Rolling Stones. Thanks to her posting the results of a paternity test, because we don't know that that's real, okay? We don't know that that was really a true paternity test that was done. To prove that Urker, Kenny Boy, is the father, and quell rumors that the child was her ex's. Okay, so this is the last part of it. It's how it is right now, she says. I don't think the public will ever let me fade into obscurity altogether. I think there will always be curiosity about what I'm doing in my life, and I have come to accept it. Yes, Dip, because we're all just so fascinated with you and just so obsessed with you. Quote, obsessed with you, as you say, right? No, we're not. Get over yourself. But after the show is finished filming, what she says will be the last season. Y'all hear that? The last season. Blanchard wants to disconnect and plan her exit from the public eye. The off-ramp includes backing away from her public social media accounts, which she says she only uses for promotion these days, as well as raising her daughter, whom she and Urker plan to name Aurora. Well, that's funny because you're back on TikTok now when you're not supposed to be, literally posting about your pregnancy and personal things like that and showing your daughter on social media, which you said you wouldn't do. And no, you didn't show the baby's face, thank goodness, because no one needs to see her face. It's none of our business to see that baby's face. Please keep her out of the spotlight and off of social media. But you did post her, and you posted her during a very private moment where it absolutely looked like you were breastfeeding her. Then it says she eventually wants to get her own place and be closer to Urker, who lives in New Orleans. Blanchard is also taking driver's education, which terrifies her. Well, that terrifies all of us there, Dip Jip. But we posted a video about that titled Gypsy Has Moved Out on our channel. We posted that yesterday, so if y'all want to go back and watch that, y'all can. Or, matter of fact, I'll link that video at the top of this description box for this video, for those of you who want to see that and haven't. But what I'm getting at is, she said this is the last season of her show, of her being on TV or anything. She says right here, but after the show is finished filming, what she says will be the last season, Blanchard wants to disconnect and plan her exit from the public eye. Well, y'all, it got me thinking, what is she going to do now? Because she's done filming for this right here, her season 2 of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. She's done filming for that, okay? She's getting paid for that. She's done getting paid for that. She's not writing a book anymore. So she can't, say, oh, I'm an author or whatever. Well, I mean, she can technically say I'm an author because she wrote a book. But she can't say, oh, well, I'm writing a book. I'm an influencer on social media. I'm filming for a TV show. Da-da-da-da-da. All these things saying that that's her, quote, job. Because remember, it's a part of her parole for her to have a job. She has to continue to have a job. She has to have a job at all times. She has to complete a job. Yes, she just had a baby. Normally, maternity leave would be about 6 weeks, especially for somebody like Dipsy Gypsy, who, wanted to brag that she went into the hospital at 6 centimeters dilated, got her epidural a few hours later, started pushing, and after pushing for 15 minutes, gave birth to a healthy baby girl. And everything went fine and it's normal and she's back at home now. You would normally get 6 weeks of maternity leave. So even if you count that, okay, that's a month and a half. So after a month and a half, what are you going to do? Because she doesn't come off parole, or she's not supposed to come off parole until June 15th. Unless she gets into some type of trouble or something like that, or they violate her for some reason or whatever, then she will be off of parole in June of this year. So we've seen some comments on our TikTok page and our YouTube, and it got me thinking, like, what will she claim now? Like, will she claim, oh, I'm still getting paid for my book when one is sold, so that's my, quote, job? Or, well, I filmed for the docu-series, so I got paid for that, so that's my, quote, job. Like, what could she claim as her job now? Because Dipsy Gypsy, you're on parole. You can't claim, I'm a, quote, stay-at-home mom, and that be your, quote, job. Yes, that is a job, not saying it's not, because that absolutely is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 365 days a year job, okay? It really is. But for someone on parole, like Dip Jip, that doesn't count. That doesn't cut it. She has to have a job that pays taxes, the whole nine. So what could she claim now? Because people are saying, oh, well, what is she going to do now? She's not filming for the show anymore, and she's not writing a book anymore. So she doesn't have a job, so that's a parole violation. Well, technically that's right, but if she's still getting paid from that book, could she claim that as her income? So, do y'all think that she could count her book here, that's 3.1 stars on Amazon, as revenue? Or the money that maybe she got from the bookstore when she was there? Do you think she could count that as her, quote, revenue? I mean, I'm truly wondering, how is she going to get out of this one? What type of normal job is she going to get? Because she could get a normal job. There's many places that will hire felons, seriously. And places where she wouldn't be in the public eye, since she thinks she's such a star and so important that she can't be in the public eye. There's many places that she could work and not be in the public eye. And this is the picture I was referring to a minute ago, y'all. For those of you who may not have seen it, I'm sure everyone has by now. But y'all see that very intimate moment? It looks like she's absolutely trying to possibly breastfeed, because this doesn't look like the skin to skin contact, that you normally have right after you give birth. This baby's done been cleaned up and wiped off and all that good stuff. And now Ken and Gypsy are holding her, and it looks like she's trying to breastfeed. So that's kind of intimate, is what I was talking about. Oh, and by the way, this is kind of off topic a little bit, but I'm sure a lot of you know that a lot of people were asking about all these bracelets on her wrist, which we've explained in a previous video. But a lot of people were really wondering about that blue bracelet right there. At St. Anne's Hospital in Louisiana. Sorry, y'all. Hubby woke up. I had to pause for a second. I forgot where I was at. But I was talking about the blue bracelet. I remember that. But in Louisiana, at St. Anne's Hospital, this blue bracelet, and you can kind of see the, like Z, looks like a Z and then a capital D. It's a bracelet that means a hazardous rug. Y'all get what I'm saying? I know y'all get what I'm saying. A hazardous rug. Okay. Now the most common rug could be Pitocin. That's like a very common one that bracelet could be for. We're not completely sure because of HIPAA laws, obviously, and because no medical records have been released or anything like that from the birth or labor or anything like that. But most of you know what Pitocin is, but just in case for those people who don't, Pitocin is basically a rug that they would give you, and it does take a few hours, which I think Gypsy may be, getting that confused with the epidural. But Pitocin is to help induce labor, to get labor going along and kind of, or one, like getting the labor kind of going along, like if you're progressing a little bit slower, but also to kind of hurry and get baby out if something is wrong. But they also have to be careful with that because it can make your blood pressure go up, which could cause preeclampsia. And we talked about that in our previous video, where another creator had posted that this blue bracelet means preeclampsia for sure, for a fact. It does not mean just preeclampsia. It does not mean that. In a lot of hospitals, the blue bracelet can mean any type of postpartum issues, like, mental postpartum issues, physical postpartum issues, anything like that. But in Louisiana, it's for hazardous rugs, okay? And like I was saying, a very common one is Pitocin that helps with labor, okay? And helps get labor going and get baby out a little quicker. So I just wanted to clarify that because we showed y'all where Gyp wrote her little comment saying that she went into the hospital 6 centimeters dilated, got an epidural, a few hours later was numb, pushed for 15 minutes, and then had a healthy baby girl. And none of us have heard, no, from what I know anyway, nobody has heard if, their baby has the same microdeletion as Gypsy or not. We don't know. That's a whole other thing. It has a 50-50 chance of having it or not having it. Hopefully she doesn't, and she truly is completely 100% healthy. But for Gypsy to say, I went into the hospital at 6 centimeters dilated, which doesn't mean that labor's moving quickly. It could actually mean your labor's moving slowly. So that could be why they would give her Pitocin or something to get it going along, because a lot of women can get to 5-6 centimeters dilated and then labor just kind of really slow down and kind of stop, or contractions kind of stop. But for her to say that she got the epidural and then was numb a few hours later, we've seen a lot of you comment on that. A lot of people talking about it on TikTok and everything. I think she's getting it confused, because Pitocin, yes, could take, a few hours to get labor going, but an epidural does absolutely not take a few hours. If your epidural has not kicked in a few hours, it's definitely not working. That means it did not take. And then sometimes they'll try to redo it, move the little tiny tube that stays in your back, or whatever, or completely take it out and reinsert it again. They'll have the anesthesiologist come in and reinsert it again. But an epidural does not take that long. An epidural takes around 10 to 15 minutes to kick in. That's about it. The longest it would take up to is maybe 20 to 30 minutes. But in majority cases, it takes 10 to 15 minutes to kick in. So just wanted to clear that up real quick. But Gypsy posted this 6 days after she allegedly gave birth on December 28th. If she gave birth on December 28th, this was posted 6 days after that date. But honestly, what do y'all think? Like, okay, a week's done went, well, actually more than a week now has done gone by. And if you take into consideration of, like, quote, 6 weeks of maternity leave, which, I mean, heck, she was never working anyway or doing anything anyway other than laying around. That's why her and Christy argue and fuss all the time. But what do y'all think that she's going to do as a job now? Or do y'all think she can claim that her book is creating revenue? Because when we've talked about that before in a previous video, we explained that a lot of times authors will get an advance, like from their publishers or something like that, and then any money they make after that, like they have to make that money up first and sell that many books to make that much money up first, however much money they were advanced, like getting an advance on your paycheck. They'd have to make that money up first before they start making any extra money off of their book. So we don't know if she got an advance or not. It's, she hasn't said. No one has said whether she gotten an advance or not. So we don't know. But do y'all think she could claim, oh, well, I'm still making money off my book, so that's my quote job? Or do y'all think she'll have to actually get a job in the real world like the rest of us? What do y'all think? Leave your opinions and comments and thoughts and everything down below in the comment section. Again, we'll be conversating down there with y'all as well, like always. I truly hope y'all enjoyed this video and enjoyed watching and, going along with me with my thoughts and what I was thinking about and trying to figure out. But yeah, just let us know what y'all think in the comment section down below. If you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, like, share, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of our videos. All the things, and we would greatly appreciate it so very much. And we hope y'all have a good night and God bless. Bye.